What a race in the SRX. For the first time since 2008, a major race series returns to the Lucas Oil Raceway, formerly known as the Indianapolis Race Park. Anyway, let's talk about that, and plus some major news in the SRX. And anyone thinking that the SRX is the NASCAR alternative, think again, motherfuckers. All this on post-checker flag, motherfuckers. Hey everyone, Mike here. Before we get to my thoughts on the Lucas Oil Raceway race, we gotta talk about some news that came down today, or yesterday at the time this video goes up. By the way, 90 minutes from now is when you're gonna see the F1 post-checker flag discussing the Austrian Grand Prix. Or as I like to call it, Stewart's Gone Wild. And that's not wasting any time. Let's talk about some of the stuff, the news that dropped last few days. Of course, probably one of the bigger news is that for the big finale, the finale race at the Nashville Fairgrounds, which is probably the biggest one everyone's looking forward to. Bill Elliott, move over because your son is racing in the SRX as well. Yes, Chase Elliott will be joining his father and racing against him for only the second time, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, Chase Elliott's going to be racing, and it's going to be interesting to see what number they give him. I'm hoping to God they're not going to be, they're not giving him 69, but I think he's going to take the Biffle ride, probably. And what's crazy is, earlier today, Marco Andretti flat out said he is coming close to a deal to have him race in the Xfinity Series, which is incredibly interesting. I mean, when was the last NASCAR race that had an Andretti in it? And anyone saying the SRX is a NASCAR alternative, it's pretty much, that theory is dead in the water, because this is more of a crossover series. We could see, if Hallie Deegan is racing in this, spoiler alert, she's racing this Saturday. And now Chase Elliott's going to be racing. Wouldn't surprise me, we're going to see other drivers try and do this as well. We could see Brad Keselowski do this, Martin Truex, possibly Carl Edwards, Bubba Wallace. No, that one's just stupid. But it's also, you can't rule out that possibility that Bubba Wallace could race in this to see if he can prove his worth in the NASCAR world, especially if it's on the dirt tracks. Because as we all know, Bubba has won on dirt at Eldora, so there's that on the mind. So yeah, the SRX is not a NASCAR alternative; it's now a crossover. I can't believe this. And no, if anyone's wondering, no, we still don't have a Slinger winner on this. Okay, let's talk about my thoughts on the race. First off, James Hinchcliffe wasn't there because he was racing at Mid-Ohio, which I have a gut feeling he's coming back for this race. And I think Dario gets Nashville, I think. I don't know if this is going to work that way. But, yeah, he was replaced by Dario Franchitti. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. And honestly, he was okay. I mean, he wasn't as good as Hinchcliffe, but he was better than Danica. Stupid fun flags. So, yeah, Dario was actually pretty good. Was actually good, but he wasn't as good as, say, Hinchcliffe. Hopefully for season 2 they can hopefully sort this out. Maybe improve to 20 cars, because I've heard Mark Webber was supposed to be in this, but I'm guessing due to COVID restrictions he had to stay behind in Australia, or either that or he just couldn't go because of COVID. I don't know. So yeah, I love the idea, and boy, tempers were flaring, especially between Scott Speed and Helio Castroneves, where they got into a shoving match. And I have to say, speaking of Helio, I love the fact they actually got the Indy 500 trophy for fans to take pictures with. And the best thing is, usually when you see a trophy like that, it's usually behind glass. Well, here, it's just like the Stanley Cup in Ontario. You can actually touch it, which is insane. I mean, the James Earl Trophy at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which I'm hoping to go one of these days, that's behind glass. And I'm sure it's the same way at Daytona. That trophy is precious, and it should be behind glass. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the podium. And boy, is this a different podium this time. Yeah, so we can wrap this up. Hey, well, we can tell you, Paul Tracy didn't wreck, which is different. But this one, good news, everyone. Bill Elliott actually finished the race. Thank God. All right. In third place, Scott Speed. Very good to see. Yeah, even won a stage. Elio Castroneves won the second stage before the main event. In second place, Bobby Labonte. Now, this was a surprise, but then again, I really shouldn't be surprised because he actually won on this very track in 99 or 92 when the Busch Series was still racing there. And in first place, and I think this is considered the second biggest upset in the SRX after Kobe, Ernie Francis Jr. is the winner at Indianapolis. I'm not gonna lie, he has the grit and determination that I want to see in a driver. And honestly, this was a really good performance from him. A really damn good performance by Ernie Francis Jr. And with him being so young, and I love the fact we saw his family's reaction in the stands or in the infield, if that's what they're going to call it at Indianapolis. But he's going to be a major threat in the racing industry for many years to come. I can assure you that. And I should mention, Bobby Santos was this week's Racing All-Star, by the way. And now next week we are heading to Slinger, which makes me wonder, are we going to see some revenge on Paul Tracy? Because so far we did not get it. He did wreck very late into the race, but it wasn't the fact that he caused the wreck. I think someone else wrecked him, I think. I may have to watch that back. But yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of Post Checker Flag. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.